All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Akeem. Welcome to today's final blog. Here to give you one more defensive end scout report on a player headed towards the 2017 NFL Draft. This blog, I'm here to talk about Carl Lawson, the DE coming out of Auburn. Now, he reminds me a lot of former Tiger D Ford, and he is a prospect that a lot of scouts are looking at for this year's draft in the earlier rounds. Let's talk about him. He's actually from the state of Georgia, just headed to stay in SEC territory to join the Auburn Tigers. And in this past season, he actually had his best year yet in his career. He had 30 tackles to go along with 13 tackles for loss and 9 sacks. I think he could be a good 4-3 defensive end at the next level. Now, a lot of people like him so much because of his overall athleticism and his physicality. He is 6'1", 260 pounds, but he definitely has good bulk for a guy of his height at 6'1". He doesn't have the ideal height that you're looking for, but he does have the bulk, the strength, and the speed. He runs a 4.6 140, which is very impressive. I do like that a lot about him. That means he has great straight line speed, and he does have great power as well, so he definitely could cause problems at that line of scrimmage. And the game that actually caught my attention most was earlier this past season against the national champion Clemson Tigers. He disrupted that line of scrimmage and gave Deshaun Watson a lot of problems in that matchup. That was actually a close loss against the national champs, and I think because of the efforts of Carl Lawson, that was the reason why Auburn was in the game defensively. Now, other things that I do like about him, he does have a couple of good moves. As far as his using his hands, he does his hands pretty well as far as extending his hands, and he could definitely hold off the tight end from actually accomplishing his routes. He does a good job making problems for tight ends to break loose and to get to the next level, and I think that's a good trait about him. He does have good arm extensions, and he can even swat the ball away a couple of times. Now, he does have some weaknesses, though. I did mention he only had 30 tackles. That shows he doesn't really show much run support, but because of the straight line speed, I'm a little bit shocked that he's not really able to use that speed to get from sideline to sideline, and that is because he sometimes has a hard time making transition, using his hips and changing directions. He needs to improve in that just a little bit more. Now, playing in the SEC conference, a lot of people have high hopes for Lawson because he is coming from the toughest conference in many people's opinions in college football, but the Big Ten is actually coming up, but we will see. Now, let's talk further about Carl Lawson as far as his weaknesses. Now, because of the fact that this is the year he finally showed up, some people are wondering if he is a one-hit wonder. That's another weakness that he does have, and the most thing that I noticed most about him is that he's a one-dimensional player. That's just not too good. I think he's going to be used more and did different specific defensive schemes at the next level in NFL. I don't really see him as an every down type of player. I think he will be used in just like specific defenses at the next level. But for some reason, I believe that he's going to be selected possibly in the 2nd or 3rd round. I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be shocked at the same time. I personally do not see him as that big of a prospect being in the 2nd or 3rd round, but I do see his natural gifts as far as his straight line speed and power, but it doesn't really add up to the numbers. There's times it's just that he just doesn't really show too much as far as his numbers. I wish the numbers were a little bit higher as far as the tackles for loss, the tackles, and the sacks. Now, it actually wasn't too bad as far as sacks this past season with 9, and he did earn SEC All Honors at the end of the season. But I'm a little bit concerned. He doesn't really have too much productivity that I particularly like, but he does have the athleticism that scouts have been kind of drooling about due to the fact that he has great speed and strength. But I think he can develop at the next level, and D4 did actually surprise me. He's actually been doing pretty better than what I expected in the NFL for the Kansas City Chiefs. So we will see for Carl Lawson. I do wish him the best of luck. Me personally, I see him as a 4th round pick at best, but something's telling me he's going to be picked in the 2nd or at latest in the 3rd round. Now, that wraps things up for today. The next time I'm going to catch you guys, I'm going to aim for tomorrow to continue more with Scout Reports. Thank you for watching today's vlogs. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.